I kind of find it interesting as well, like the kind of logic of the game where like we are kind of like I wouldn't say that we're not obsessed or anything, like that, but like there's always been that kind of like presumed like intention to go to Mars at some stage, and whereas like in the canon of this game they've done a manned mission to Mars, and yet they still decide to build their own colony. You know, they've used the moon essentially as a massive big ass mine for their own reasons and storage and like storage of radioactive materials and stuff like this. Whereas like for Mars doesn't seem to be doing much. Even though they've already like did an expedition to Mars and like they presumably can make it habitable at this stage, like with technology advancing and stuff. But yeah, there we go. So you can see there now, like it's in dialogue now. He said, like, I actually do have to end the Q&A now. So we have literally talked him out. We've made him waffle on too long now.
Yeah, so if you miss your transport, it's a month.
Yeah, so it's 2 weeks to Earth and 2 weeks back.
Yeah.
That is actually accurate. And this is the kind of conundrum now, because obviously Jonathan and Ed want to separate from the pack, so how are they going to get home?
LSM が月周回ステーションへ帰っていく。これでもう帰れないぞ。アルキメデスクレーターまで歩いていくわけにはいかん。覚悟はいいな。LSM が向こうに着くまで乗客のチェックはない。
So we've got 2 weeks to kill.
やはり第7工場だ。あそこが怪しい。さっきもサルバトーレの応対がおかしかったしな。工場の死体は第7工場に送られたことになっていたんだ。さあ、第7工場を調べに行こう。中央案内所だ。閉めたぞ。誰もいないようだ。
I don't think it was I don't know if it was mentioned in dialogue. I don't think it was, but the table there and that's in view, the one that looks like a triangle, yeah, that's supposed to be paper. But because of the relative mass, the relative gravity on the moon, that can actually sustain weight. It's just it's paper. As daft as it sounds. So you can see there's 2 mechas protecting a perfectly innocent base of radioactive material.
Definitely nothing dodgy going on behind that.
Nothing dodgy here. Please move along. There is nothing to see here.
Nothing ominous about this door.
Nope, none whatsoever. I think if anything, you should stop looking. Yeah, Ed was busy while we were knocked out, as you can see.
Jonathan, 扉が開いたぞ。
So let's see what's hiding in this mystery base.
よし、中に入った。表のハッチを閉めるぞ。さあ、正面の扉を開けるぞ。待て。もう少しで減圧が終わる。OK だ、オールグリーン。何があるかわからん。ヘルメットはかぶったままでいこう。賛成だ。顔を見られたくないしな。
Hesitate to really build into suspense here.
これはバイオモートの山だ。
Yep, there we go.
Yeah. Wall to wall corpses.
ビヨンドへ帰って BBC へ渡す。分かった。エド、一体奴らは何を？北条の死体を探そう。VTR に収める。月資源を探査するときに使うものだ。ある程度の立証にはなるはず。
So yeah, mass-produced organ trafficking. That's what Tokugawa's big jam is.
I mean,
The fourth one you fucking click on as well.
Oh, yeah.
lucrative. Lucrative.
ほら、エド。腎臓を摘出した後
And he is technically being kept alive as well.
BCCH で見た腎臓を刈り取った後だ。刈り取った臓器は人工臓器が代役を果たしているようだ。この状態でどこまで組織を活かせられるんだ。普通脳死状態でほっとくと3日から4日後に心停止に至るんだが、
Several days.
利尿剤などの延命剤の投与で心停止を引き延ばせるらしい。
That's for people who don't have dialysis, is what he's referring to there.
残るは北条。北条の死体はこれか。
So again, it's trying to find the person that we need.
通常生死体バイオモードとか心死体ネオモードとか言われている。脳の機能は停止しているが、人工呼吸器や生命維持システムで死体を生かしている。それじゃあ北条の死体はこっちか。
Again, I'm not sure if it's gonna come up in dialogue again. I'll wait until see if it doesn't. But yeah, like this is probably the darkest part of the game, I'll be honest. And it's not even remotely close.
I like how they basically use this concept for a movie later on as Late Trinity.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So the vampires basically had their own fucking farming plants.
That's right. Yeah.
Or the harvest
for blood, wasn't it? Yeah.
for blood. Literally by picking up any like homeless person or vagrants or runaways, just pick them up.
Yeah.
They're not gonna be noticed. So. Which, to be honest, like when you actually think of it from their perspective, like it's a fucking smart way to have long-term food supply.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, like that's the same. We do the same. Like we feed ourselves some way. So why wouldn't vampires do the same?
Mm-hmm.
You know. So much to that point, like at least like well, whereas the vampires are kind of justifying the way they do it, we're gonna try to figure out now why are Tokugawa doing the same here. You know, what do they have to benefit from as opposed to just massive profits? Like why are they doing it this way rather than just say monopolizing organ donation like they have been doing every other industry in space? Yeah, there we go. I wasn't sure if it was actually gonna mention it, but yeah, there's children pods just down the hall there at a shop.
あのモニターは証券取引所のようだ。分かったぞ。徳川はビヨンドやバイオモーターを月に集め、全宇宙へ向けての臓器密売を行っていたんだ。ここにあるバイオモートは商品である臓器や組織を保存する容器ってわけだな。
So yeah, there you go. That's so between the drugs and the organs, that's where the bulk of the profit is going, and then they pump it into heavy machinery, mecha, guns, more drugs, and in the end, power. This is where everyone's gonna end up if Tokugawa had their way.
石田の言いかけたもっと恐ろしいことっていうのは臓器密売のことだったんだ。俺たちは目先のことしか見てなかった。奴らが隠そうと躍起になっていたのはマークの件ではなくこのことだ。その通りだ、ジョナサン。
Uh-oh.
誰だ？
I think we've been spotted.
しばらくぶりだな、ジョナサン、エド。こんなところで会えるとは思わなかったよ。その声は。そうだ。
Hey, Salvatore. Love the tour. Don't suppose you could send us around a second time. We've got like 2 weeks to kill here.
Enjoy our questions, did you?
Yeah.
To be fair, it's also a dead giveaway as well.
Ah, yeah.
Those two are very, very nosy about things.
ここで何をしてる？見ての通りさ。
Oh, I think you know.
ここで保存。我々の臓器配分ネットワークとリンク。電話一本で全世界への臓器提供を行っている。
Yeah, we established at the start of the game that there is a massive organ shortage because basically the human body is not capable of space travel. That's what that's what the game is kind of proposing here. So in order to basically keep people in space, which obviously Tokugawa profit from because they have a monopoly there, they're basically organ trafficking. So then people can get transplants, and they're the one that did the transplants, and it's all self-fulfilling economy.
Supply and demand.
Yep, pretty fucking much. Like that's like even like the reason why Karen is sick is because she was born on the Connolly and she has a special type of like essentially a special type of leukemia, which means her bone marrow doesn't work. That's all because of the environmental conditions of where she's living, which means that like that's probably repeated for a lot of people on that on the colony, and they somehow keep deciding to stay because Earth is twice as bad as that. Isn't it like he's saying all of these things while they're like cameras are playing records? So even if they'll end up killing both of them, there is actual video proof of this, and I'm gonna go on a limb here and say maybe some type of OneDrive is active, so it's almost certainly being streamed somewhere.
I would like to think so, but
yeah,
that could be blissfully neglected.
That's true. And yeah, like I said, the conceit is that everyone is on Narc just to basically keep up with the strain of space travel.
We need organs just as much as we need drugs.
I find it odd that he said like it affects our genes because like to my knowledge, like there's no mutagens in space, but I presume that's what he means is that like basically people can't have children in space. You know, they're having like birth defects or something along those lines. There's actually like issues with the pregnancies or something because of the exposure to cosmic rays or whatever. You know, again, this is being mistranslated, like slightly mistranslated, I guess, but you know, it's kind of unusual to mention that. So again, to justify trying to stay in space, essentially, Tokugawa's going, okay, the only way we can do things is to make everyone drug addicts and to farm people for their organs. That's the only way we're going to keep this going. And everyone, like, I wouldn't say they're going to be cool about it when they find out, but it's going to be a bit of an eye opener. I expect a lot of people are going to want to get the fuck off this colony and go back to Earth.
なぜビクトルのような高齢者をバイオモートの利用方法は移植用臓器や血液の保存のみではない。北条やビクトルのような高齢者のバイオモートは希少なホルモンなどの生産や新薬開発用の実験体として使われる。
Okay.
Yeah. So old people are gonna be they're gonna be the like basically the pilot plant for a new drug.
子供を産むこともできる。もう代理母の必要もない。
Well, it's because like they've been around a lot longer, and probably because of their life on Earth, they would exposed to different like either enzymes or fucking diseases or something like that.
I think it's genuinely because like okay we can't like because they're old we can't use their there's no point selling their organs because they won't have a price.
Yeah.
So the best thing that we can do is basically like use their endocrine system and you know like certain kind of hormones like again like this like they still produce testosterone and estrogen to certain levels in at certain times of life. So let's use them. And I'm being simplistic there. There's tons of like other hormones in the human body. So they harness them, and I think it's more probably just it's probably more likely that being just used as test subjects essentially. And as even Salvatore said there, they're using like young women for their wombs. Like they are like harvesting everything about from the human body. So yeah, it's pretty fucking grim, you know?
そして私は徳川の財力とコネクション、さらに BCP を操作してビヨンドに君臨する策略を練った。その長期にわたる計画にはエドとジョナサン、お前らのような金と権力に欲のない道徳論者が邪魔だ。
Like moral bullshit does not count as let's harvest people. That's not moral bullshit, you know?
30年前のエンプス、ユーリーの暴走事故。
And this is also the most obvious.
Start.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Like we saw it in the intro, but this is Jonathan finding out for the first time himself.
事故後、救助活動を遅らせるようにしたのはゲイツだ。あれが人為的な事故。しかし貴様が生きていようとはしぶといやつだ。すでに我々の計画は成功。
So yeah, he was never meant to be found. Is the thing like he crash landed somewhere.
お前らがどう叫ぼうとびくともせんが、徳川を怒らせてしまったからな。始末せねばならん。
It's nice to know that like at least Salvatore knows his role. Like even back when they were the Policenauts, he was Tokugawa's bitch. It's like if he wanted to do something, yeah, you go and sabotage that man for me. Like right away, sir.
すぐにでもお前たちの家族や仲間たちに会わしてやる。あの世でな。しまった。マークやアナも。お前ら、プラトークレーターの語源を知ってるか？ギリシャ神話のプルトン。そう。
He loves the philosophers.
止めるものの意味が。ギリシャ・ローマ神話のプルトンは冥界の神、つまりあの世、ビヨンドのな。我々を象徴するにはぴったりの地名だ。
Okay, nice way to justify what you're doing here by saying, well, Beyond was always going to be a cesspit, so we might as well just accelerate the process.
この死者と聖者とをつなぐこのプラトンの地でな。くそ。エド、ビヨンドへ戻ろう。そいつに頼ってもダメだ。そこの腰抜けは銃が撃てないんだ。覚悟しろ。
And away we go. Boss battle time.
You would think that, like, okay, there's two of you against one of him.
Mm-hmm.
Surely you'd fucking be able to get him a lot quicker.
Well, as they said in text there, Foxy, Ed is not firing. He is unable to fire his gun. Like he has a psychological kind of like he basically traumatized from the last time he fired his gun. He can't anymore. But he carries it around with him, absolutely, and he'll use it for threatening purposes. But he's never actually fired it since that incident. So Yeah, this is a fucker of a boss battle. I know from my own experience playing. Because you get a couple of shots out of him, and if you get him, he then just rushes out in the middle of the floor and just starts firing. And tries to rush it that way. And
It doesn't help the actual game mechanics are not the fucking easiest in the world either.
no, because you have
the
to.
shooting mechanics rather.
Yeah, because you have to reload and he doesn't.
Yeah.
You know? But again, that seems like a kind of a loophole. But again, everyone's using these basically would be laser guns, and you're still using a Beretta. So that's why you have to reload and they don't. But yeah, like the fact that like he goes in the middle, starts firing, and then it looks like he's going down, and he has a fucking like Call of Duty style fucking last stand, and then you have to kill him off completely then.
Just half expecting him to pull out a fucking knife and go for a headshot.
Just like the calves of the two, yeah.
Yeah.
I see. You say that he's probably going to be next to be harvested, but we shot him a lot. Like, oh yeah. And yeah, now it's time to fight some mechas.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
How you expected to fucking like fight that?
It can be done. It can be done. It looks harder than it is, but it's literally just like aim for the fucking cockpit and break it open. It just have to be. You just have to be really, really quick on the trigger. And as Sal mentioned earlier in text, we can't break the glass windows, so we have to walk the long way. For those uninitiated, Mars is slightly has more gravity than Earth does. That's what he was talking about there. Or slightly less, I can't recall. Yeah. It's a great line. Yeah, 100 G's is a lot for a body to take.
Well, one of the 8 fucking organs.
Yeah. But as I said, like these containers are designed to withstand that level of force, so they must be made of something good. Again, I love that Ed is kind of like going like, you know, basically popping off like Jonathan's claustrophobia, even though we've literally had to shoot like 2 mechas and a Policenaut because Ed won't fire himself, you know. As is often the case, the main character has to do everything himself. The reason why we're stalling here is because Jonathan's genuinely trying to get into the shuttle. Like he doesn't actually want to get up there. But then something forces his hand.
Music.
Yeah.
Music forces his hand.
No, a flying mecha does.
Fuck that.
Yeah, these are the exact same mechas that are outside the police station. So these are actually military grade mech suits. So away we go.
To be fair, the animation of that is good.
Isn't it? Like
Right.
it's like they have done it where like they basically rendered it over the background, but
Yeah.
that's the only way they could really do that. In fairness,
さすがは貫通だ
and yep, the mecha's down. Or
Reinforcements.
yeah,
So obviously the key is to try and get rid of the first one using less life. Because
Exactly, yeah.
motherfuckers are gonna eat up.
yeah. Thankfully, they only take about 10 good shots to blow up. But like I said, like throwing you 2 at the end there is a bit of a proper curveball. Like
エド本当に大丈夫だろうな
yeah, define sure would be the definitive word there, Jonathan.
早く乗れこれに人が乗ったことがあるのかこれから俺たちが乗るのさよくわかった行くぞ G に備えろ
Get ready for the G's.
Jeez.
生きていたら L2 で会おう
And away to go. Back to Beyond.
We're blasting off again.
Bing.
That is actually the perfect time to insert that clip. Like,
Isn't it? Like it just works. Like
Biomort.
Biomorts. Oh dear. But yeah, that was a fun act. We went to the moon and back. Insert Bayonetta here, I guess. If you insist.
You have to.
If you have to, yeah. So we are now back on Beyond. 2 weeks later.